All right, now back to the show. The government has now been shut down for 31 days, and President Trump is telling Senate Republicans to use the nuclear option before SNAP benefits expire tomorrow.
This as more airports are experiencing major delays caused by staffing issues ahead of the holiday travel season.
Doug Luzader joins us live from Washington with the latest. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning, everyone. President Trump says enough is enough. It is time to nuke the filibuster and reopen the government. Here's what he posted last night on Truth Social. It's now time for Republicans to play their Trump card and go for what is called the nuclear option. Get rid of the filibuster and get rid of it now. That would allow Senate Republicans to reopen the government on their own, even though Senate leaders generally don't like the idea of ending the filibuster. But pressure is mounting. Troops are getting paid today after the Pentagon shifted some funds around, but federal SNAP benefits run out this weekend, and we're already seeing major flight disruptions in places like Orlando and here in Washington.
Look, it could be a disaster. It really could be, because at that point, you're talking about people have missed 3 paychecks. They've missed 4 paychecks. What happens when pilots start not showing up for work because they're so focused on paying the bills, they can't fly the plane safely? That's going to lead to massive delays. We want people to be able to get home for Thanksgiving.
And Delta Airlines joining the calls for Congress to pass the Republican bill, saying Delta Airlines implores Congress to immediately pass a clean continuing resolution to reopen the government so that our air traffic controllers, TSA and CBP officers charged with the safety and efficiency of our national airspace can collect the paychecks they deserve.
They're going to have to go take a second job, and you're going to have mass issues throughout the airspace. People will not be able to go from one place to the other because of the government shutdown, and I hope Democrats don't take it to that point.
A new Washington Post ABC News poll shows more Americans blame Republicans for the shutdown, but some here on Capitol Hill think Democrats are about to cave even as they push for expanded Obamacare subsidies. And we'll see. Here we are on day 31 of this shutdown. The record is 35 days, so this one could become the longest on record next week. Brian.
Wow, and it's getting so close to Thanksgiving, too. Thanks so much, Doug. Hey, let's go over just even this past week what's taken place. And this is why tempers are flaring. The Senate rejected the House bill for the 13th time. And we only had, I think, 3 Democrats, without Rand Paul by a Republican, vote for it. So you need 5 more to get to 60 in order to get the government queued up again. So on Wednesday, the Congressional Budget Office reported that this is costing us overall between $7 and $14 billion. That's what the president sees when he gets back, and that's why he is so upset today. He's trying to rebuild the economy, put it on jet fuel, and now this happens. On Thursday, the remainder of the federal agencies will miss their first paycheck. I talked to a group of people the other day who work as staffers in Washington. They say it's tough every month just to pay for your rent. Can you imagine you have no money to pay for anything? Even a promissory note isn't really effective. It's affecting real people. You talk about the military. They stopped getting paid, but the president has found a donor for 1 week and other ways to pay him this week. So for now, the military is getting paid. On Saturday, this is really going to hurt in various states, especially. Some states have about 7% of people on SNAP programs, that aid program for food and basic staples. You have now SNAP payments not being issued. The WIC program will run out of funding this week, and open enrollments for ACA begins. And people are looking at it and saying, well, the Biden subsidies are gone. The pandemic is finished. The big, beautiful bill is queuing up. So this is your chance. These are your new bills for the upcoming year. Didn't the Democrats say the whole reason for their walkout was because of the Obamacare subsidies? Well, people are already seeing it. But I think the big picture, guys, is the reason why those prices are going up, the premiums are going up, is not because of anything the Republicans did. It's because Obamacare is not working. The subsidies during the pandemic put a Band-Aid on a problem that is now apparent for everyone to see. I'm not sure that people are getting that message, though.
Well, Lindsey Graham said that he thinks Democrats will cave next week, but Hakeem Jeffries says you're delusional. We're not, or he didn't say that specifically to Lindsey, but they were asking him, when will y'all fold? And he said that the Republicans are delusional for thinking that Democrats will fold. They call it a dirty deal, cold stone liars. But President Trump says this is all about the legendary Trump derangement syndrome. They just hate him, so they don't want to give him a win.
Well, they're trying to hurt him in the process as well, but they're hurting the country right now. And when you talk to people, we all know federal workers that we know and care about. It's tough for them already. people, some of them living paycheck to paycheck. Do you really want someone that's an air traffic controller to have a second job when they need the focus to navigate the airwaves? Yeah. I just don't think it's smart at all. I do disagree with the president. I think it's a bad idea to eliminate the filibuster, but I understand his frustration. It looks like they're not willing to compromise or have some type of debate or anything like that. They just want to hurt him in the process.
But I think that what he's saying is, hey, you did it for judges, but you kept the filibuster for legislation. Why don't we just do it for shutdowns? And that's where I think that Mitch McConnell's not going to go along with that. We know that for sure. Traditional Republicans don't. And also, I mean, they want hard to stop President Biden from blowing up the filibuster. We would have had 2 more states. We would have had a packed Supreme Court. And Joe Manchin and Senator Sinema saved the day. So I understand the frustration, but I don't think that's necessarily a good move. I just think this. How about this? How about you get in writing, the OMB director will not blow up any of the programs, number one. How about you get in writing for the next 4 weeks, they will examine premiums and subsidies for Obamacare to see if they can fix it, because nobody wants to see families, and I think 70% of them, paycheck to paycheck, suddenly realize I don't have enough in my account. So that's something the president has always had a heart for.
But they've already, Ainsley, tried to do individual bills. Let's just fund the military, get them their pay, or the federal workers. Let's just fund the SNAP. Let's do these individual things. And they're voting against that as well. So it's like, I don't know what type of compromise they're able to reach if you can't even vote on the basic essentials.
Well, we won't have an answer until next week for sure, because they're not in session today. They're home, and they won't be back until Monday.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.